Hey everybody, this is Rustin with Metalholic and the Examiner. With us today, Blake Allison of Devour the Day. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
I am doing absolutely wonderful. Got nice thunderstorm going on outside, cool breeze coming on through, so I can't complain. Plus, I'm on the phone with you.
Nice.
So a lot has changed since the last time I saw you. We were just talking about the last time we talked was backstage doing an interview with Egypt Central when you were last here in town. And, of course, since then, Egypt Central is gone bye-bye, and you and Joey Chicago have decided to move on as Devour the Day. So let's talk about that shit.
Of course, that's the question on everybody's mind. I mean, I guess the easiest way to explain it is, long story short, our singer left the band for personal reasons, and there was nobody else left to sing for us, so we just decided, okay, well, maybe we'll put this group together and just continue on. Well, the label and Joey and everybody around, they just were like, why don't you just be the singer? And I was like, I don't know. I'm just too stupid to say no. So they let me in there, and here I am singing for this new group that Joey and I started. I mean, it's just a new sound, so we picked out a new name and put a batch of songs together and went and demoed it out, and the label liked what we were putting together, and so we just went for it, man, balls deep.
And you're playing some guitar, doing the vocals. Joey, of course, on bass as usual. I'm assuming you did the drums on the album as well. Who else was on the album? Anybody else perform besides the two of you? Did you bring in somebody for leads?
No, nope. This record is just Joey and I from front to back. We just knew that we didn't need a giant studio and some $1 million producer or like some kind of American Idol shot or something like that. We just knew that it was more important for us just to get together and jam. And so that's what we started doing. And then at the end of the day, we just had this group of songs that we were just like, okay, this is good. This is us. So we turned it over to our guy and David Cash at Fat Lady Music, and he was like, I think that this is better than what we have in Egypt Central, and let's just see it happen. So we put it out there, and it's true rock and roll from the garage to the recording to the listener. I mean, we recorded this ourselves in our living room and played and performed everything on our own. So,
and it's a pretty impressive debut. The name of the album, Time and Pressure, out May 7th, correct? So
right.
Tomorrow it's out.
Tomorrow.
There's not a song on the album, I don't believe, if I'm remembering correctly, named Time and Pressure. So what's the story behind the title of the album?
Well, Joey and I have always believed that if we stuck with something, we could accomplish anything. And throughout the process of the record, we kept seeing Shawshank Redemption being played. And that's like one of those movies that when it's on, you have to stop doing anything that you're doing and watch the movie. Morgan Freeman's voice is like crack. And so we watched, we've seen that movie off and on our entire lives. And a couple years back, I read Count of Monte Cristo, which is it all has the same underlining theme that, a person in prison just thinks, oh, there's no way I can get out, because he sees the walls and the guards and the ocean in every direction, and just, he doesn't think he can make it. But an educated man, through time and pressure, can chip his way through rock, And he and I have always felt like, our music and the message that we try to put out, and the connection we have between our band, our group, and the fans is that, we have all these things in our lives that try and hold us back and try and stop us and put us in prison. But if you just apply yourself and take it one, chiseled rock at a time, you can achieve your goals. And when we started to make this record, it wasn't any different. I mean, we were looking at adversity. I mean, I know that you guys have, you've had some tragedy strike you guys as well, and so it's like when things seem like they can't be. I mean, you just have to have a positive attitude and just keep swimming,
Right.
So and here we are. So
I'm impressed with the fact that you guys did this so quickly. There was no downtime between the end of Egypt Central and you guys putting this together.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as we started to realize that Egypt Central was hitting a wall, Joey and I have always written songs every day, and so when we started to put this stuff together, we had plenty of material, and we're still working on stuff. So as we were writing it, we were recording it as well, and not like in the sense that we were, putting a song together with our computer. We were jamming these songs out and writing them. They were just little ideas here and there. And Joey's an amazing lyricist and songwriter. And I mean, he's the kind of guy that when you get to a spot in your song where you need a couple extra lyrics just to fill it in, some guys have to go sit for a week and go like break up with their girlfriends or something like that, to feel some emotion. Joey can just pull it out of the hat because he's just that kind of musician. He's more of an artist, I would say, rather than a musician, and I think that's kind of the yin and yang of our team. He can put together these great stories and these great song ideas, and while he's doing that, I'm working on melodies and music. And so when we decide on something, it's very easy. We have a very easy process just working between the two. And not to say that we had too many cooks in the kitchen with Egypt Central, but it being this quick, we don't have to stress over, waiting for other people to get done babysitting so they can, come right. We can just finish it and be done with it.
Right. Now, the first single, Good Man, great song. Love that song. Obvious choice for a single, but what's the story behind that one? Because, again, talking about the lyrics, there's some great lyrics in that one.
It's basically about the inner turmoil in everybody, and Joey specifically his past and the things that he's done. That song closely relates to his life, and when he was putting together the words for that, it just was he was speaking from the heart there. And when we started to put the music together, it just seemed so obvious that we needed to match this feel to these kinds of lyrics. And the way he was singing it and the way that it was coming out, it sounded so good that we were just like, okay, let's do this one. So that didn't take long at all. We put that song together in a couple days, and what you are hearing is essentially exactly what we recorded in the demo process of it. So that song for us was just I think good songs don't take a lot of thought, and that is just one of them. It was just easy.
Right. Well, everything about that song just resonates, I think, with pretty much everybody. I mean, the lyrical content, the vibe of the song, it seemed very organic, and it's just a really good message. For sure. And Egypt Central we've always felt like our music needed to help people and help ourselves, because that's the kind of therapy that we need, because we're so screwed up. So that song is just something that we can live by. One of my favorite songs on the album, too, if not for just the title alone, but it's a great song all on its own, is Handshakes to Fistfights. What's the tale behind that one? That song is extremely self-explanatory. I think if you want to know about the kinds of friendships, I guess you could call them, that we've had within our own camp, meaning our band and everybody that's ever worked with us, and we have a couple songs like that on the record that are definitely our message songs, and it's one of those songs where if you think the song is about you, then it probably is. And I hate to steal a title off of the Drugs record, but it is just like that. And that song is about our entire journey, right. It sums up our lives. Now, most bands have years to write their first album, and that's one of the things that most bands struggle with. They have years to write the first album, then no time to write the second one. You guys popped this one out very quickly, so this whole process was fairly organic for you guys. So are there one or two songs on this album that have sort of an extra special meaning to you? A song called Reckless
on the record speaks to me because that's the time when Joey and I's first band was signed, and we were just kind of young and dumb and didn't realize, what was in our hands. And that just speaks to me because it reminds me of a time when, that we were just crazy and stupid, and we just did whatever we wanted to do, and now that we're a little bit older, we can appreciate these great gifts that our friends and family have given us, and I mean our friends by all the people that listen to our music. We didn't even know, we were just some dumb kids that had, that went out to Los Angeles and recorded a record and came home and just thought that our lives were set, and it was probably the greatest time of my life, but at the same time, it's kind of a bittersweet type thing. That song, and like you said, all of them kind of are personal because that's the business that we're in. But there's another song called Oath on the record that, while the band was starting to split, I was having some relationship issues, and that's just a picture of the way that I felt for a couple of days. And it was one of those moments where, while Joey and I were putting together this song, I was like, man, there's just, I feel like I just have to do this, and he was like, well, then let's do it, and that song was actually written quite a while ago, but we changed it to kind of fit what we were feeling at that moment, right around the time that EC started to split up. And it was just songs that are extremely close to us are the hardest ones to talk about,
Right, absolutely. And one thing that I noticed is that the Egypt Central fans have been very supportive of this. Were you surprised that they embraced this so readily?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly was. I think anybody that puts any kind of art out there can be a little nervous about it, and to have our friends and family that have supported us for so long see us, just turn around and do something else, I thought that maybe that they would think that we were kind of, excuse my language, but shitting on our previous band. So when the reaction started to come back positive, it was a huge weight off of our shoulders, because we realized that, that the people that loved Egypt Central really, really, truly appreciated the music, attached to it because of anything else. And for them to, move their sights over to this new band and appreciate it and support it, it's just like, it just lets you know that the people that have been with us since the beginning and the people that we're gaining even today are true friends and family, and hopefully, we can keep this working relationship up.
Well, and you're usually back hidden behind the kit. Now you're out front. What's the perspective change like for you?
Well, obviously I can see everybody in the audience now, which I haven't done yet. We're actually going to play our first show at the Machine Shop on the 11th, and I'm nervous as hell, but at the same time, it doesn't feel any different. It's still music. I'm still doing what I do, drums or guitar or vocals or mixing all of them together. It doesn't matter. It's all still, melody and time and it's just the energy. And I love to exert that in any which way I can. And hopefully I won't go up there and suck.
Well, who knew you had such a great voice, or that you were such an accomplished guitar player, So
I didn't. I mean, when we had all this stuff going, if it weren't for the people around me, I don't know if I would be doing it. But Joey and Dave from our label, they all were just like, "You sound good, man. I swear, it sounds good. Let's just go do it." And I've always kind of had a little bit of envy from sitting behind the kit for so long. I've always wanted to not have to haul all kinds of gear in and set it up and take it down. I wish I could just walk in and grab a microphone and sing. Seemed like a much better job. But as soon as I was hearing the vocal back and listening to the sound of the new group, I was a little shocked and, kind of like, I don't know if this is going to work, but people seem to like it, and if they like it, then, I can get up there and just have fun, then that's what we're going to do.
Well, we are our own worst critics. Trust me, it sounds wonderful, and I look forward to seeing you guys play it live. Speaking of live, I understand your other brethren, Jeff James, is going to be joining you guys on the tour.
Yep, that is true. He's going to be out with us, which was like to have him back playing with us is a huge relief, you know, because you're always worried about the guys that are going to play with you, and you know, if you can trust them, you know, if you can get along with them on the road without wanting to kill him. And he's a guy that we've been friends with for so long, and he was such an influential part of Egypt Central that when we finished the record and we were starting to put everything together, he was, you know, on board 110%. So it was an easy sell. We were just like, okay, so this is pretty much our old band just with a new drummer and me singing. So that's awesome.
Right. Well, and of course, with 3 of you in the band and only just the one album, one has to ask: will you be performing any of the old EC material?
No, we're not planning on doing that. We just feel like, you know, this is a new thing. This is a new group. I don't sound like John Paul in any way. Some songs though that Joey and I wrote as Egypt Central that we might start jamming live and maybe put on future records, but nothing that people have heard on Egypt Central records will be there.
Gotcha.
In this band, because it's just a different thing, and we all feel like that's just kind of like cheapening what this is, because to us this isn't a side project, you know, because the Egypt Central is no more. So this is a whole new band, and we feel so good about this music, and we're so proud of it, and we have no intentions of looking back at all.
Gotcha. So who will be sitting in your former throne?
An awesome drummer named Dustin Schoenhofer. He's the former drummer of Bury Your Dead, and he is currently in the band Walls of Jericho, and they have a tour that they're playing this August. But he is set on jamming with us for a while. So we're really happy to have him, and he's a shredder. He comes from a metal world, and which is what we kind of wanted to do with this new record, is we wanted to make the drums a little bit more aggressive, and we basically went from single kick to double kick, and I don't know if people know what I mean by that, but it's a much more aggressive record than I think Egypt Central was, and he's just a perfect fit for what we're trying to do. And it's great to not have to look back and worry, you know, oh, is this guy going to play that part right, or is this guy going to put his own thing on it and not destroy the song? And Dustin's one of those guys where his natural feel is completely complementary of what we've put together. So we're extremely happy to have him.
Nice. So I'm assuming the rest of this year and probably most of next year, you guys are going to be road warriors then.
Yep.
Beautiful.
We're planning on it. Everybody's in, and we're packing up the tour RV right now to hit the road.
Right. Well, I will let you get back to it then. Before we get out of here, the pointless question of the week. If you could appear either as a character or as yourself on any television show or series, what would it be?
The Fonz? The Fonz.
The Fonz from Happy Days?
The Fonz from Happy Days, because that dude was always happy. And he never had any problems. He was always just, you know, AE all the time, and that's, you know, I mean, I think that's maybe ignorant bliss, but, you know, that guy's always happy.
That and he always got the girls, too. You can't go wrong there.
Right, and I like girls, so...
All right. Blake Allison of Devour the Day, the debut album Time and Pressure, out tomorrow, May 7th on Fat Lady Music. Heading out on tour this weekend. We're so glad you guys are still cranking out the music, man. Thanks for such a great album.
Thank you, too. I appreciate the love.